current speaker, Michelle Strasser, past governor-elect, past district director. What else you were with me a long time on that board. Yes, and we had good times. SIA cheerleader. Welcome, Michelle. She will be talking about membership.
Good morning.
Good morning.
As Governor Kathy said, I'm Michelle Strasser. I'm also your membership chair. And we're here to get excited about engagement. Aisha, is she still in the room? Woo! There's Aisha. I really appreciate your talk earlier because membership is so important. And Sky and I had a brief chat between this last break, just about if you look around the room, how many members are under the age of 50. It's a real conversation, you guys. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with an aging population. It doesn't mean everybody doesn't bring value. But reality is, you know, my great-grandmother was a member, and I want this place and this organization to be here for a long time. So we've really got to start looking and embracing. So I'll get off my little soapbox because that's for another time. And we will go ahead and do this required presentation. I also want to thank SIA because these required presentations over the 8 years I've been on the board have been very structured, very scripted, and very boring. And they've worked really hard to make them more inclusive, to give us a little bit more wiggle room, kind of the blue and pink thing. We're focused on the wrong things most of the time. I'm going to talk about that a little bit after lunch today. I hope you guys all come back for the UN presentation because we really do seem to focus on things that take up a lot of our time but don't progress our mission. So there were two campaigns. Governor Kathy spoke this morning about S.I. Davey being one of the 5 finalists in the Get a Member campaign. And that does not surprise me because S.I. Davey is a powerhouse. And so if you're an S.I. Davey, yay! Marie, you're kind of S.I. Tampa. Why do I have to keep reminding you? She lives 5 minutes from my house, you guys. But she is still S.I. Davey. Our hearts belong where our hearts belong, and I understand. But congratulations to S.I. Davey for being in that final 5. And the reason these campaigns are important is they're shorter campaigns. So back when Wanda chartered the Greater Daytona Beach Club, we had the longest membership campaign in the history of Seroptimus. It was like a 6-year campaign. Right? We had a boat, we had sailor hats, we were going out to sea, you guys. And it wasn't a very attainable goal. And so now we have these short campaigns that are attainable for us to reach them with recognition. Within the calendar year, you're actually achieving those goals. So that's a very exciting thing. And I thank SIA for recognizing that the world is moving very fast. And so some of these long-term goals, they have to be attainable or we lose attention. You guys are gonna lose attention before I'm off this mic. And that's only in a few moments. So it's just our reality. I'm advancing slides on both my screens, you guys. It's very fun. Yes, very, very good. We're all multitaskers. And so it says, in addition into the member engagement drives, we're also doing a lot of locally and regionally into leadership development. So how many of you guys have attended the virtual sessions that SIA has and they've offered online? Zoom calls, civility training, membership training, club operations. Some of these things I feel like I know, but I log in every time because there may be a nugget that I missed. And there may be some changes that we need to be informed of that we wouldn't have known. And it's a great way to just stay connected to the SI mission and your SI, I want to say sisters, but sisters, because that's what Tampa we call each other. I know it's not allowed, but it's the wrong focus. It's okay. We can do it. So they had the International Wrap Yourself in Love, or the International Women's Tea Day, the Wrap Yourself in Love. And we're back to the code of conduct. So I heard some people say, oh, civility is the #1 reason people leave. Yeah, yeah, number one reason. And that's for Southern region, I feel like, hey, we're all pretty nice, right? We all get along very well. But I was just speaking again with Sky on the break, and I said, I remember in 2011, Tampa, don't shoot me. There was, just a little bit of tension in our club. And one of the things when I was starting to get really active, we sat for 40 minutes and we spoke about if the banquet was going to have a plated meal or we were going to serve from a buffet. And I was like, I'm not really sure what this meeting's about. Did I come here just for, is this our whole vote tonight, right? But it was very important that this be the right decision. We're going to either serve a plated meal or we're going to have a buffet, and the club was divided. Oh, fantastic. So some people, especially, unfortunately, younger members, it's like, no, I don't have time. Just make a decision and let's keep it moving, right? Keep it moving. I know that's not what a lot of people want to hear. People want to embrace and be present and stay and enjoy. And there are times for that. Again, later on in the conversation I'm going to have with you guys about the UN, we're going to talk a little bit about artificial intelligence. I think people are important. Under no circumstances do I think we should be moving at warp speed. Under no circumstance do I think tech should be overtaking our personal relationships. But I do think there are many times we're focused on the wrong thing, and it tends to hold up or discourage some of our members from continuing to participate, right? So they have the club personality issues, not being nice, warm, or welcoming to new members or one another. The functioning or operational issues. We need to be fun, engaging, and collaborative. We saw that last night, right? Everybody was dancing, having fun, engaging. We do this in the Southern region very well, but we also need to be aware of what we don't see. I think, was it Sky that said people that walk in from the outside of this room, was it you, Sky, may not see what you see when you're, no, it was Adrian. It was my other under 50, no, just kidding. Yeah. But that's what she said, right? What we see, we live in our own bubble. And so everything just seems like, oh, I love every single one of you, and I hope I have a personal relationship with every one of you. But reality is, when somebody walks in there, you'd be like, oh gosh, that's a very, what's happening? Or, oh, that lady wasn't very nice to me. Do you guys know Terry Sue Turner? And I can talk about her because she's my friend. When I first met her, I thought she hated me because she walked past me and she was like, and I was like, hi. And she's like, hi. And I was like, oh. Later that day, she's like, oh, that's just my face. And I was like, because I said, did I upset you? And she was like, no, but I have hard conversations, right? Instead of just saying, oh, that lady doesn't like me, I asked her. And she's like, oh, no, I love you. I love your mom, blah, 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 right? So have hard conversations. They spoke a little bit earlier about DEI and B. Listen, as white women, we need to be uncomfortable. So I understand, Susan, your points were amazing. Absolutely, Susan, right? Yes. Okay, we just met. Absolutely amazing points. But we also have to be aware of, why people like those categories. They feel that they've been excluded for so long and they need a box to stand on. So let's listen to them, whoever it is. I don't care if it's a male, if it's a female, if it's an age discrimination, if it's a race discrimination, hear them. Have the conversation. You don't have to agree with them, but there's a reason that those categories exist. No, do I think we should have categories? I agree with you. We're all one race. We're all one human beings, as you said. But reality is people don't all see it that way. And that's where we have to get to. So we have a lot of work to do in embracing people. The unfulfilling club activities, doing non-mission focused work. President Lorraine spoke about this at the first gathering last night. Service work, staying involved in the community, working with women and girls. If we're off mission or we're not focused on our mission, you're going to lose people who are coming to join your club. We're losing at the rate, members at a rate larger due to these issues. It says it's past time we proactively address the feedback that we've been receiving. So they're going to continue to do the club operations trainings. They're going to continue to promote healthy club atmospheres. And we want to continue to engage via surveys that you guys will receive. So next, regarding awards and recognition, the following problem statements were identified for shaping the future awards program. You guys all know that Celebrating Success, everybody remember Celebrating Success? How many loved filling out those applications? You loved it? Yeah, we got one. Anybody else loved it? No? So what we find out, the Southern region, I got a couple extra, am I still on track time-wise? Okay, I just want to make sure I don't go over time. So Celebrating Success was an amazing thing. We used to have the Governor's Service Award in the Southern region. And every year, for some first-timers, we would have people come, somebody represent the club and give a 5-minute presentation about what's going on in the region, what they're doing in their club, and then the Governor's Service Award would be voted on. Well, it became very monotonous, right? We don't like change, but we also don't embrace the same type of structure sometimes, right? We didn't want that to change, but nobody wanted to participate in it. We were having the same 3 clubs present the same things, yet why are we getting rid of it? Well, nobody's doing that. Nobody's doing that. So let's, we've got to advance, we've got to progress, we've got to change. So then we decided Celebrating Success, and Governor Kathy put her hat on and she put that whole thing on her back. She was like, this club's got to do it, this club's got to do it. And we were still getting the same entries from the same clubs. And they found that the quality of the award submission was poor and it lacked quality. So here we are sending these to another region, headquarters is receiving them, and we're rushing through them, right? We're like, just, okay, Governor Kathy, let's make her happy. Here's my membership, this is what I did. But we weren't putting any effort behind it. And maybe a few of you were. I forget your name, and that's so sad for me. Paula. It is Paula. I remembered right when you shook your head. Paula Austin, right? Yay, I do remember you. Okay. The process is broken, results and winners were not aligning, and sometimes the actual top performers in a particular category didn't win, right? People were like, oh, how did that one win? Boca had a gain of 60 members. How did they not win? Or Davie had a membership drive that brought in 20 members, but Tampa won with 4 members. There was no rhyme or reason to it. So over the years, key stakeholders have wondered if we're recognizing the right activity and if the awards are enough motivation to garner the desired activities aligned with our organization's goals. So we're not effectively and consistently cascading best practices from winners to the rest of the federation. So does anybody in here own a business? Quite a few business owners. Best practices are super important, right? You develop a system, a process, it's like, all right, that works, let's move on to something else because that's taken care of. But we're not actually taking those best practices and titrating them through our federation. So they said, we're going to engage the governors during the 2022 Governor's Roundtable on the problem statements. So Governor Kathy and probably Governor-elect Barbara were involved in changing this. And they got the input on this model and they're adjusting it to a new awards program based on the feedback they received. So they approved a new model during October 2022 meeting that will evolve the Shaping the Future Awards program to recognize region performance aligned to the SI organizational goals. So going forward, region recognition will now be based on a biennium and be in 2 phases. And the promise is I'm gonna be off the mic here really soon, just stay with me. Phase 1, region recognition of achievements and determining top regions. So SIA will use data and metrics that reflect the progress against the region roadmap and several criteria from the Healthy Region Guidelines. The regions will receive a personalized communication noting which metrics we've received or achieved, right? So some people, I love data. I'm a data human. And what it does is it gives me a measuring tool, right? It's only a snapshot. It only matters right now, but that's where we are. It doesn't matter if it's your bank account. You could be a millionaire in the future, but right now, this is where we're at, right? It's not where we were, not where we're going. It's right where we are. So they're going to use that as the baseline, and it will determine, based on response, which regions are the top regions. Those determined to be the top regions will be recognized on the big stage at the Biennial Convention in Bellevue. And Best in Federation, they will be invited to apply online for Best in Federation recognition by August 31st. So top regions wishing to apply must do so by September 20th of 2024. So you think we're gonna make that goal, Governor Kathy? Yes, not sure, yes, we are. She said sure.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Southern Region, are we gonna make that goal? Yes, that's what we want to hear. The SIA staff will review those submissions and submit the top 1 through 3 for final judging. And then the Best in Federation winner will be announced via a live Zoom event, and they will prominently spotlight it on social media and receive a $1,000 cash award to be used for their dream programs. So the program will be renamed, stakeholders will be engaged in selecting a new name. That was my awards and recognitions. So my last comment, and you guys have probably heard me say this before, and it goes back to, who was it that said it? I can't remember now, my apologies. But it was Susan Cashman Coyle. She said that they took a personality test, right? And that's how I know her. I'm sorry. That's how it goes for me. Yeah, I know. But she said they took a personality test, right? We're all really, really different, but all the same in so many ways. So we're all human beings, as Susan said, but we're all very different on our personalities, as the other Susan said. So the golden rule, everybody knows, is treat others how you want to be treated. And anybody who's heard me speak has probably heard me say the platinum rule, treat others as they want to be treated. Not everybody wants to be treated the way you want to be treated, right? I have one business partner who wants a hug every day I walk in and another one who wants a handshake. Cool, that's how we'll do it, right? Doesn't mean I'm changing who I am. It's that I'm understanding the emotional intelligence of the people around me. So go out there, increase your membership. SIA is behind us, they're supporting us, and I thank you for your time.